Trump administration has issued a stark ultimatum to America's educational institutions: eliminate diversity initiatives within 2 weeks, or face the severe consequence of losing federal funding. This decisive action dramatically escalates the president's ongoing campaign against what he terms wokeness, injecting a potent dose of controversy into the already contentious debate surrounding affirmative action and diversity, equity, and inclusion. DEI initiative. A strongly worded memo, released on Friday by the Department of Education, leaves no room for ambiguity. It explicitly demands the immediate cessation of all practices employing racial preferences as a determining factor in admissions processes, financial aid allocation, hiring decisions, and any other area impacting students or employees. The ultimatum sets a 14-day deadline for complete compliance, leaving institutions scrambling to assess the full implications of this sweeping directive and to implement the necessary changes. Failure to comply will trigger the immediate withholding of federal funding, a potent lever with the potential to cripple the financial stability of many institutions, particularly those reliant on substantial federal support. The memo's broad scope has ignited widespread confusion and sparked intense debate among educators, administrators, and legal experts alike. The lack of clarity surrounding the precise definition of racial preferences and the far-reaching implications of the order have fueled considerable uncertainty. This uncertainty was glaringly evident during last week's Senate confirmation hearing for the nominated Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon. When questioned about the potential impact of the order on courses focusing on African American history, McMahon admitted to a lack of certainty, highlighting the significant ambiguity surrounding the interpretation and implementation of this controversial policy. The administration's directive directly challenges established practices and long-held interpretations of Supreme Court rulings concerning affirmative action. The memo offers specific examples of prohibited actions, underscoring the government's commitment to a strict interpretation of the ban on using race as a preferential factor. The guidance explicitly states that college application essays, a common element in the admissions process, cannot be utilized to indirectly infer or determine an applicant's race. While acknowledging that colleges are permitted to consider an applicant's discussion of how race has shaped their life experiences, the memo cautions against any attempts to circumvent the spirit of the order by using essays as a veiled means of prioritizing applicants based on their racial background. This echoes the Supreme Court's ruling, where Chief Justice John Roberts clarified that, while discussions of race's impact are permissible, they cannot serve as a proxy for direct consideration of race in admissions decisions. The administration's interpretation appears geared towards preventing any form of preferential treatment based on race, even if presented indirectly through subjective assessments like personal essays. The narrow interpretation leaves little room for nuanced approaches, forcing institutions to navigate a complex legal and ethical landscape, jeopardizing decades of efforts dedicated to promoting diversity on college campuses. This sweeping mandate stands to significantly alter the admissions landscape, potentially limiting opportunities for underrepresented minority students and creating a ripple effect across all aspects of higher education. The pressure to comply within the short time frame creates a logistical challenge for institutions already grappling with budgetary constraints and the complexities of navigating evolving legal interpretations. The long-term effects of this drastic policy shift remain to be seen, but the immediate impact will undoubtedly be profound and far-reaching, shaping the future of diversity initiatives and access to higher education across the nation.